What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode number 11 of the Everything NYJ Podcast. I'm your host, Liam. How you doing? And listen, guys, this is the best I have felt about being a Jets fan in a very long time. This is the best I have felt since we signed Sam Darnold. Since we signed Le'Veon Bell. Because I thought Le'Veon Bell was going to be this huge superstar running back like he was in Pittsburgh. I thought Le'Veon Bell was going to be the best Jets running back that we have had since the Curtis Martin era. Obviously, that didn't pan out too well, right? And obviously, maybe Sam Darnold isn't working out so well. But stop with all the negativity. You know, I see people on Twitter fighting and disagreeing and arguing all the time on Twitter and on the internet. And stop it, guys. This is a great time to be a Jets fan. I haven't been this excited about being a Jets fan in a long time. I haven't. Be happy, be excited. Things are really starting to turn around. We're no longer living in the era that it takes 5 years to rebuild a football team. We could turn this thing around in 2 years. The Buffalo Bills did it. So can we. Be happy. Because before this, I felt the same way that Robbie Anderson said that he recently felt. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, Robbie Anderson recently said that while on the Jets, he was losing his passion and his love for football. And that's not hard to do if you're a Jets fan. If you're associated with the Jets, it's really easy to get pissed off. It's really easy to be upset and just not care anymore. Robbie Anderson also, a couple months ago, there was a report that he was upset, almost crying when we didn't re-sign him. So somebody's lying here. I don't know what it is. I don't know who it is. I'm just throwing it out there. Somebody's lying. I do believe Robbie Anderson that he was starting to lose his passion. That sounds a lot more reasonable, being a Jets fan, than being so upset that you're almost crying because you're leaving the Jets. Because anywhere is a much better opportunity. I'm sorry, it is. But, going into this past season, in the off season, during the season, after the season, we have so many questions and we do answers. So many questions. I've been saying it all season long. I've been saying it for a long time now. We still don't know what our quarterback is. We're going into year 4 with our same quarterback, and we don't know what he is. We do know that he's regressed tremendously. We know that he throws interceptions. But he could still make some nice plays. Sam Darnold's best plays, arguably, are when the pocket collapses and he's rolling out and he's just throwing it up there. Sometimes they work for him, sometimes it doesn't. That's not enough. That's not good enough. But that's what Sam Darnold thrives in. We don't know what Sam Darnold's ceiling is, though. That's the thing. Going into year 4, we still don't know what his potential is. Robert Saleh and Mike LaFleur, the head coach and the offensive coordinator, believe that Sam Darnold has untapped potential. At least that's what the rumor is going around the NFL. I've been hearing that. I've been hearing that on the internet for a couple days now, and that apparently Sam Darnold can thrive in a West Coast style offense. If you guys don't know what that is, it's like a lot of play action, a lot of RPOs, and some people argue that Sam Darnold played his best football his rookie season under Todd Bowles and Jeremy Bates. And that was kind of ran the same way, similar to like a West Coast style offense. And many people think that Sam Darnold would have been a good fit in the 49ers. But instead, we just brought the 49ers to New York, basically. Minus like Shanahan and like those guys. We brought the 49ers to the Jets. And that's great. But some people still think, me included, that we should trade Sam Darnold. What do you guys think? Should we trade him? If we're trading him, where to? Maybe the Colts. Phillip Rivers is retiring. Maybe the Saints. Drew Brees is retiring. Some people have been talking about maybe sitting behind Big Ben for a year in Pittsburgh. Those are all good. But the one big one that everybody is talking about is trading Sam Darnold to the Houston Texans in exchange for their disgruntled superstar quarterback, DeShaun Watson. DeShaun Watson is a much better quarterback than Sam Darnold. He is. DeShaun Watson's in his prime. He's only 25 years old. And a lot of teams are going to be over the cap this year. They're going to be cutting guys for cheap. The Jets are in one of the best positions in the NFL to get DeShaun Watson to help turn this thing around. DeShaun Watson is a much better quarterback than Sam Darnold. He is. Let's go over his stats real quick. 2017, his rookie year. He threw for 1,699 yards, 19 touchdowns, and only 8 interceptions. 2018, 4,165 yards, 26 touchdowns, and 9 interceptions. 2019, 3,852 yards, 26 touchdowns, and 12 interceptions. In 2020, only last year, he's coming off of his best season yet, guys. 4,823 yards, 33 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions. These are phenomenal numbers. Overall, DeShaun Watson's stats, as they stand now, 14,539 yards, 104 touchdowns, 36 interceptions for a rating of 104.5. And he's only 25. We are just scratching the surface with this guy. He is just breaking into the NFL. 4 years experience, yes. That's about the same as Sam Darnold. But look at what a good quarterback can do for your team, and then look at Sam Darnold's stats. 2018, his rookie year, 2,865 yards, 17 touchdowns, and 15 interceptions. 2019, 3,024 yards, 19 touchdowns, and 13 interceptions. That was arguably his best year. 2020, coming off of his worst year yet. Going backwards, he's getting worse. He's regressing. 9 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. Do you know how hard that is to do in today's NFL? Quarterbacks can do that in 2 games. Throw 9 touchdowns. That's the Jets. I understand that not all of it is his fault. I understand there's injuries and stuff like that. He didn't play a full season. That's been a big thing, though. Since breaking into the league for 4 years now. Going into 4 years. Sam Darnold has not played a full 16-game season. That's a big problem. Overall, Sam Darnold, 8,097 yards, 45 touchdowns, 39 interceptions for a rating of only 78.6. These aren't good quarterback numbers. That's not where the NFL is heading. Those got to be up there with the worst stats in the NFL by far. I definitely prefer DeShaun Watson over Sam Darnold. But I wouldn't be mad if we do bring back Sam Darnold for 1 more year. And I know that's going to be a hot take. That's my hot take. I know a lot of people are going to be pissed off about that, but I don't really care. It's my opinion. You don't have to agree with it. I'm not asking you to. I understand why people don't. I get that. I kind of go 50-50 on this. Here's why. If we bring back Sam Darnold, it's for 1 year only. And there has to be a playoff mandate. We have to start seeing something big from this guy. Sam Darnold is a nice guy. But nice guys don't win championships. It's not how it works. You don't win a championship because you're nice. Bill Belichick is a douchebag. He is. He's a winner, though, but he's a douchebag. Tom Brady, he's a douchebag. You think he's a nice guy because he's playing catch with Drew Brees' kid after the game? No way. You have to have, it. You have to have that attitude to be good. Sam Darnold, he's a nice guy. There's nothing wrong with being a nice guy. I'm a nice guy. And that's not why you're not a winner. But we can't keep him here because he's a nice guy. That's not the reason that we're keeping Sam Darnold. But listen, I can't name any quarterback outside of Peyton Manning who would succeed in an Adam Gase system, who would flourish under Adam Gase. It just doesn't happen. He's not a quarterback whisperer. He's not this offensive guru. We were lied to. We were clearly lied to. Everybody knows that. There's no denying that we were lied to. Sam Darnold has faced more adversity than any other quarterback in the NFL. Can you really name another quarterback in a worse position than Sam Darnold was placed in? If you can, drop it in the comments section or just tweet it to me. I want to know who. Baker Mayfield is probably in the best situation. Odell Beckham, Jarvis Landry, Chubb, all these other guys. They're getting it done. They're building around their future quarterback. That's what you do. It's not a secret. It's not. Look at the Buffalo Bills with Josh Allen. Josh Allen was the worst prospect coming out of that draft. A lot of people thought that he was going to be like a Christian Hackenberg. They got him Stephon, Diggs, Cole Beasley, a couple other guys. And they're lighting it up right now in the playoffs. Patrick Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce. You got to surround your quarterback with talent. And they all have great coaches too. Andy Reid. I wish the Jets could have Andy Reid. I would take Andy Reid over Salah. I would. But listen, like I said, I understand that it's not a popular opinion to keep Sam Darnold. But we definitely need to see something big from him if we do. And listen, I'm definitely not interested in Zach Wilson or Justin Fields, right? I haven't watched enough of Zach Wilson. Let's be honest, nobody's watching BYU football. They're not watching it. I'm not watching it, at least. I think I speak for a lot of fans. We're just not watching it. We're not doing it. But he hasn't played enough top teams, enough, the Big Ten. He hasn't played in those. He hasn't played any big teams. We don't know what he is. He's great in this little dinky college that he's in. But, that just, it might not translate to the NFL. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. I hear that he's the best option for that West Coast offense. A lot of people do want him. I'm not one of those guys. And I definitely don't want Justin Fields. I never wanted Justin Fields. I don't like Justin Fields. I respect him as a quarterback, but I could easily pass on him. I'm not losing any sleep over Justin Fields not coming to the Jets. I don't think Justin Fields is consistent enough. I think he's very inconsistent. And why would we want to get rid of one inconsistent quarterback in Sam Darnold for another inconsistent quarterback? Sorry, you're not selling me on Justin Fields. I'm not buying it. I'm just not. So, with that being said, for me, the two options, keep DeShaun Watson or trade for Sam Darnold. Or, excuse me, I said that backwards. Keep Sam Darnold or trade for DeShaun Watson. That's what I meant to say. And right now, I wouldn't be upset at all if we do trade for DeShaun Watson. That's actually my number one option. I think if we get DeShaun Watson, we're able to get Allen Robinson. And I think what we have to do is we have to draft that tackle from Oregon, Penei Sewell, however you say his name. I think I'm saying it right. Because the one thing that we are seeing with Sam Darnold, we have seen, is the offensive line is atrocious. It was a little bit better this year, but that's just because, in 2019, it was absolutely horrible. But it's still not a good offensive line. We have pieces. We have Mekhi Becton, who I really believe in. He's going to be a huge superstar one day. Guarantee it. Now, maybe we need to get the other side of the line. Get a right guard, a right tackle, or whatever. Or maybe you do move Mekhi Becton to the other side. That's been a possibility I've been hearing about a lot too. Maybe you do that. But we need to build the wall around these guys. Otherwise, DeShaun Watson's going to be getting sacked. He's going to be running for his life the same way that Sam Darnold is. That's what I'm talking about when I say this is not all Sam Darnold's fault. He is, the pocket collapses. Sometimes that's his best football. Sam Darnold is mobile. DeShaun Watson is also mobile. But we have to do a better job at protecting these guys. We do. So anyway, getting into the fan questions here. We're going to wrap it up soon. This one comes from KJ4NYJ on Twitter. And he says, what trade package do you think gets it done to have DeShaun Watson in green and white? Well, I would give the Texans all the Jamal Adams compensation. I would. And I'd also throw in Sam Darnold. I would give them a first and a third round pick in this year's draft and a 2022 first round draft pick along with Sam Darnold. I think that's fair. I'm hearing on the internet, the rumors are going around that it could take up to 3 first-round picks to get DeShaun Watson to come here. Throwing in Sam Darnold, some people do see a lot of potential in him. And I don't think it's a bad thing, if Sam Darnold goes somewhere and lights it up. I think he's going to be a good quarterback. Maybe just here is not perfect for him. But, under this new regime, it could work. But that's what I think it is. I think, I would definitely trade Jamal Adams for DeShaun Watson. No brainer. Anyway, thank you for the question. I do appreciate that. If you guys have any questions, all you have to do is tweet them to me at everythingNYJ. I'll try to use them for the podcast. But yeah, that's what I would do. I would definitely trade Jamal Adams for DeShaun Watson. No brainer. No brainer. DeShaun Watson was actually in New York last week. Does that hint at anything? Is that a sign? Why was he in New York? What was he doing? I don't know. Hopefully we can get this done, guys. I really think that we could get it done. We have everything we need to get it done. You want another first-round draft pick? Fine. You want another second, third, whatever. I'm not breaking the bank on getting this guy here because one guy does not fix the football team. But I definitely think that we are in the driver's seat to get him. If anybody is, if any team is, it's us. There's really not a whole lot of other teams that are, in position to be getting this done the way that we are. Allen Robinson is liking tweets about, playing for the Jets. And Richard Sherman actually told DeShaun Watson to get out of Texas. Come to the Jets. If you win in New York, you're going to be loved forever. You're going to be like a king. You're going to be loved. You're going to be a huge superstar. New York is the biggest sports market. There's a lot of big stars coming to New York. James Harden just came to the Nets. The Knicks are doing all right. The Rangers have a young team. The Yankees got some good guys. The Mets got some good guys. Buffalo's in the playoffs. New York is a very hot market for sports right now. And if there was any time for DeShaun Watson to come here, it'd be now. If he could be a part of this new regime and turn things around, he's going to be special. He's going to be loved. He's going to be that next Joe Namath. He's going to give Joe Namath a run for his money, I'm telling you. If you win in New York, you're going to be loved. And that's the truth. I really think that we should do it. The only concern I have is he going to want to go from one bad owner to another bad owner? Because the Johnson family is a bad ownership. They're not a good, team. They're not a good ownership. I don't even know if that makes sense. They're not a good ownership. They're not good owners. That's what we'll say. They're not good owners. But DeShaun Watson was mad because they weren't taking his advice. They got rid of, his best wide receiver, DeAndre Hopkins. And it pissed him off. And I don't blame him. I'd be pissed too. We have to do right by him if we get him here. No matter who's coming in, we have to do right by them. We got to get more weapons. I think we have the right coaching regime in here. Let's get it done, guys. Let's finally turn around. Let's be happy. Let's go to the playoffs. I'm sick of not being in the playoffs. Let's go to games. Let's tailgate. Let's be crazy. The Bills fans are jumping through tables and having all sorts of fun. That could be us. If we turn things around, we could have so much fun. And I really think we should. We have everything it takes to turn things around. We need to have a big draft class. We need to get some, star free agents. A lot of guys are going to want to play for Robert Salah, however you say his name. I'm still having trouble saying his name. It's going to be interesting, guys. It's a big time to be a Jets fan. It's exciting. Like I said, at the beginning, enjoy it, guys. Thank you guys for watching. This is going to wrap it up. I appreciate it. Go give me a follow on everything NYJ on Twitter. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. I got so much content coming out. Thursday, tomorrow is actually going to be, today, whenever you're watching this, it's going to be Robert Salah's introductory press conference. Thursday or Friday, I'm going to be putting out a video reviewing, reacting to it, what I think about it, giving my thoughts. So be on the lookout for that. I have plenty of content coming up, guys. Stay tuned. Thank you guys for watching. As always, go Jets and have a great night. Thank you, guys.